Barricades surround government headquarters and extra police are on patrol on the eve of Carrie Lam's annual policy address. Hong Kong remains a city under siege as protests enter their 5th month. A new law that would have allowed suspected criminals in Hong Kong to be sent to the mainland for trial triggered some of the worst violence the city's seen in half a century. Those demonstrations continue to rage. July 1st was a turning point, the 22nd anniversary of the city's handover from Great Britain to China. What started as a peaceful rally ended with protesters storming the city's Legislative Council building. Al Jazeera's Wayne Hay was inside the chamber the night it was trashed.
Around 2 hours ago, they made the decision to storm into the building itself, facing really no police resistance at that time.
3.5 months later, the building is still under repair. The bill so far, around $5 million. Despite the storming of the Legislative Council chamber, the government refused to dump the extradition bill. In August, the anti-government movement changed tactics, hoping to cause maximum disruption to the city's transport network, and they did, forcing one of the world's busiest airports to close. Al Jazeera's Rob McBride was there.
And this is the Airport Express, the train that runs from the terminal into Kowloon and Hong Kong, and there is a real crush of people here now.
The bill will be withdrawn.
In September, Carrie Lam finally bowed to protesters' demands, formally dumping the unpopular extradition bill. But this movement had morphed into a wider anti-government campaign. Fanned by fears, Beijing was stifling freedoms in Hong Kong that were guaranteed under the one country, two systems policy, part of the 1997 handover deal. On October 1st, as China celebrated the 70th anniversary of the founding of the People's Republic of China, protesters in Hong Kong did their best to upstage the celebrations. I and Scott Heidler were there.
A group of about 100 Beijing supporters gathering here where the flag-raising ceremony was earlier in the day. This is one of several groups who have gone to different locations around Hong Kong to wave the Chinese flag and to sing the anthem.
In the last hour, we've had rubber bullets fired in Mong Kok, or near Prince Edward MTR. We've also had petrol bombs thrown in Wan Chai, which is where we are now. With protests showing no signs of abating, Carrie Lam enacted colonial-era emergency powers, introducing an anti-mask bill hoping to curb social unrest. This too has failed to stop demonstrations. In November, more than 4 million people will go to the polls in the city's district elections. A record number of voters have registered, with the biggest surge aged between 18 and 35 years old. The political awakening of the city's younger generation has reinvigorated the pro-democracy movement. The pro-Beijing camp may struggle to hold on to their majority in the Legislative Assembly. Clarke, Al Jazeera, Hong Kong.